The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy 628 here today, giving you an OU tier Wi-Fi battle. Now you may recognize this team I have in the top right. It's by MrFelco. It is Sash Zam, Expert Belt Rotom Wash, Choice Banded T-Tar, Defensive Lando T, Especially Defensive Heatran, and Scarf Guard Chomp. Now looking at my opponent's team, he has a huge ground weakness. In fact, 2/3 of his team is weak to ground. So if I take out that Thunderous T pretty early in the game, I shouldn't be afraid to go for a bunch of EQs. Even though Pythagoras is super bulky, I'm sure a couple EQs will wear it down as well. So let's see how this battle goes. So I start with my Lando T just to get the rocks up first turn, some nice residual damage, and it turns out he brings in his Infernape. So there's definitely multiple sets that Infernape can be, and so I'm worried that it could be mixed and maybe have HP Ice or Overheat to do a ton of damage to me, but it turns out he has Fake Out, and then I'm guessing it's fully physical, and then since it's a lead Infernape, or so it seems, he's going to have his Stealth Rocks. Now I probably should have went for the EQ first turn, but no, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to get my rocks up, we both get our rocks up, and plus I'm able to see what kind of Infernape this is. And I do go for the U-turn as he brings in his Thunder T, and it takes a bunch of rocks damage, and then I outspeed next turn, and I'm able to take him out with the Psy Shock, which is really nice. Now he brings in his Lucario, and he makes a huge misplay here. He doesn't go for the E-Speed or Bullet Punch, and instead goes for the Swords Dance, hoping that I'm not sashed, I guess. But I am in fact sashed. I'm able to take him out with 2 Psy Shocks, and that will be the end of Lucario, easy. So Alakazam has 1 HP left, and so it's definitely still usable, so I'm thinking I'm going to switch it out into Lando T, seeing as he brings in Infernape, because the Fake Out is super obvious right now. So this Infernape definitely has no business staying in with my Lando T after it got off that Fake Out, and I still don't know what kind of Infernape it is yet. It's probably a Sash variant, not sure, but now that his Thunder T's gone, I'm not afraid to go for EQs right now. But this Pythagoras takes the EQ way too well, and therefore I'm just going to go for the U-turn and get a bit of momentum and just see what this Pythagoras is going to do. I'm going to go into my Rotom just to scout a bit to see what he's going to do. Turns out it goes for the Shadow Ball, and so I'm thinking, okay, it's a little bit offensive with lefties, so I'm going to see what it's going to do in the future. Maybe it's still defensive, I'm not sure. But I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, get some nice damage, go to T-Tar because he might just go for a Shadow Ball again since I got this Bidef drop. So that's my plan here. Turns out he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and now my T-Tar is crippled for the rest of the game, which is really unfortunate, but definitely a nice play. So here I'm going to go for the Pursuit just because it's definitely a 2-hit KO. I wasn't sure if he was going to switch out or not. It doesn't really matter since the Shadow Ball is doing completely diddly. And so I'm going to take it out with the Pursuit next turn, and that will be the end of Pythagoras. So all he has left is a bunch of pokes weak to ground. So Garchomp and Lando T are going to do a ton of work to his team. Now he brings in his Tentacruel, and I'm not really sure what his goal is. He's probably going for the Rapid Spin or something of the sort, and so I'm just going to switch out because I still have some nice Death Fodder being T-Tar. I'm going to go into Rotom because I know Volt Switch could do a nice chunk to Tentacruel. Turns out he brings in Heatran, trying to bait out something but not sure what. But now I can just go for the Volt Switch on this Tentacruel, which does not take it nicely at all. Now I bring in Garchomp, and the EQ is very obvious, but he does have the Heatran on a balloon, so it's kind of risky here. I'm not sure what I need to go for, but I am going to go for the EQ. He probably could have brought in Heatran there because I had to lock myself into something, but now he knows he's safe to come in, assuming that I'm Scarfed, and so he is on the balloon. I have to somehow take out that balloon in order for Garchomp to sweep the rest of his team. He actually goes for the Sunny Day with his Heatran, and I don't really care too much that he has the Sun Up. It's not going to do too much for him anymore. And so my T-Tar goes down, not a big deal. I can go into my Alakazam. My only goal here is to take out that Heatran's balloon. I have no need to actually go for the Focus Blast to take out that Heatran because I have a guaranteed kill with Garchomp's EQ. So that's why I bring it in now, and all he has left is this Heatran and Infernape. So I can just go for the EQ, easily take out that Heatran, and then all he has left is that Infernape, and it turns out he doesn't even go for the fake out, so I guess he kind of just gave up here. I go for the EQ, take out the Infernape, and that'll be a great game. So that was a fun match, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.